What's going on, guys? This is Ryan with the RK Outpost, and one of the reasons that so many people were worried and were questioning the direction for this phase of the MCU was because Kevin Feige and Disney were very honest about what they were going to do. They were going to cram characters down your throat that you do not want, that have failed over and over again, whether you like it or not. We continue to see so many characters who over the last decade have failed. They tried to push them in the comics and nobody wanted it. No one cared about these characters. They were failures. So instead of learning from that, what they're now going to do are take those characters that were built on the back of identity politics and now push them in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. We know what they're doing with Lady Thor. We know what they're doing with Kate Bishop in Hawkeye. And we know what they're doing with Ironheart, Riri Williams. And of course, we now know what they're planning to do with America Chavez. And with this push comes this strange group of fans who only seem to care about characters inherently because of their skin color, because of their sexuality, or because of their race. And that's exactly what we saw today. However, it backfired in a big way. Take a look at this Bounty in a Comics article. Complex journalist claims America Chavez is the MCU's first Hispanic hero, gets roasted by Twitter. And indeed, we learned that yes, America Chavez is coming. We saw a peek in the Doctor Strange trailer. That was confirmation, but of course, we've heard all these things before. But let's take a look at this. Complex journalist Matt Ramos recently claimed that America Chavez will be the Marvel Cinematic Universe's first Hispanic hero. And there's a cover from America Chavez number 11. Ramos, whose Twitter bio claims his movie collabs include Disney, Marvel, and Warner Brothers, tweeted this, and we do have the tweet pulled up right here. Friendly reminder that Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness is introducing the MCU's first Hispanic hero in America Chavez. I can't wait. I do think it's weird in general that people celebrate something solely because of skin color or solely because of nation of origin or race or whatever. I feel like you should really probably wait to see if it's a good character before you start celebrating it just because of that. I don't think I would do that if a white character was randomly introduced. In fact, there's a shit ton of white superheroes. There's a crap ton of white characters in fiction, in movies or whatever that I despise and I think they're terrible. But for some reason, there's a group of people out there that feel the need to celebrate something, maybe just because of the color of someone's skin. Unfortunately for Matt Ramos, it didn't go too well in the plies, and later he even had to acknowledge that he's completely and totally wrong. But if you do look at his bio, he's a YouTuber. He's got a lot of subs. I've never heard of him before, but he does look like somebody who goes to a lot of these events. You can see him at the Shang-Chi premiere, at the Black Widow premiere. He's obviously a connected person. This is the type of person they want to promote these things. Unfortunately, he wasn't totally accurate about this. Ramos would be challenged on his assertion, with one Twitter user writing, Zoe Saldana has been in the MCU since 2014. So here you go. Zoe Saldana has been in the MCU since 2014. Gamora is an alien. And I imagine he probably thinks he's won right here. He ratioed this guy in the response. True, he might not have specified whether he was talking about the character or the actress or whatever, but it didn't end there. Another user would claim Salma Hayek was definitely first. Ramos replied, Ajak isn't Hispanic. We just had Eternals. We just had Salma Hayek portray Ajak, who was a race and gender swap, right? That's what happened with the character of Ajak. Matt Ramos says, Ajak isn't Hispanic. What's hilarious about this is that America Chavez is actually an alien. She's not Hispanic. As depicted in America number 7, Chavez was born in the Utopian Parallel, the birthplace of America Chavez, right there. Marvel.com explains that the Utopian Parallel is a realm outside conventional time and space, formed from the unbinding magic by the multidimensional messiah Demiurge. It goes on. When America was 6 years old, mysterious forces permeated the parallel with dimensional rifts that threatened to fracture it, kill its inhabitants, and scatter its fragments through the multiverse. To stabilize the parallel, America's two mothers sacrificed their lives to seal the rifts, dispersing their atoms through them in the process. America, in the act of grief-stricken anger and half-formed idealism, created an interdimensional portal to flee her home realm in the larger multiverse to emulate her mother's heroism in other universes, rather than remain in the seemingly perfect parallel. So despite the absolute cringe nature of America Chavez's backstory, again, a character who is a complete and total utter failure, yet they will be pushing in the MCU, she's not from America, she's not from Earth. So it's very strange to then call this character Hispanic if you're going to claim that you can't say this other one works because, oh, they're an alien, oh, they're an Eternal, that doesn't count. Ajax, that doesn't count. Gamora, she's an alien, that doesn't count. However, America Chavez is also an alien. And that still is the official description on the Marvel website. There is another comic that tries to retcon that in some way and say, well, no, actually that parallel universe was just on an island somewhere. Obviously, this character is in a complete and total mess. Given Chavez an alien and not Hispanic, Ramos got summarily roasted on Twitter for his lack of knowledge. Then someone else said this: wouldn't that mean that Kingo doesn't count as an Indian hero then? Because once you start to do this, that's the problem with this necessity to put every single accomplishment on, oh, well, this person's race is that therefore it's an accomplishment. This person's sexuality is this, it's an accomplishment. We got to give credit to Marvel for this. That's what these people do. That's what these people think. And when you get wrapped up in that, all of a sudden your logic makes zero sense. Another user wrote, well, Chavez is also an alien. Guess Gamora, Robbie Reyes, Luis, and Ajax just don't exist. Again, America is an alien from another dimension over and over and over and over again by a lot of people talking about how America Chavez was an alien. And then, of course, you can't forget what we just saw. I know it's easy to forget something like Hawkeye because it wasn't any good. However, the MCU literally did introduce this character of Echo. Interestingly enough, the Hawkeye series on Disney Plus introduced Marvel superhero Echo, aka Maya Lopez. In the comics, Lopez is Cheyenne on her father's side and Latina on her mother's side. The official Marvel site explains Maya Lopez grows up with her Cheyenne father, Crazy Horse Lincoln, and after her Latina mother, Miss Lopez, deserts their family. So America Chavez is clearly not the first Hispanic superhero. First of all, she's not Hispanic, she's an alien. And of course, we've already had Hispanic characters introduced as heroes in the MCU. So that is the problem. When you start to try to get on board this virtue signaling train, when you think that every time even a crappy dog shit character gets put in the MCU, you need to fucking celebrate it for some reason because of this person's race or what you think their race may be, that is a joke. And unfortunately, this is the audience that the MCU wants. This is the audience that they are cultivating towards right now because they're pushing everyone else away. We talked about Spider-Man No Way Home. We talked about what they did in it, how it would not last. Now there's no plans for it to last, especially since that was a Sony movie. But it's very clear that this is the direction of the MCU, and this is the fan base that they want. Ones that will give them an award for including someone because of the color of their skin. Let me know your thoughts about all this in the comments below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching, everyone. And a huge shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram? Check out the description below. You'll find links to my PO box and my Patreon as well. And I'll talk to you guys later.